guys, welcome back to another video. If it's your first time here, hello, my name is Jessica. Subscribe to my channel, and while you're at it, turn on that notification bell, that way you can be notified every time I upload a brand new video. In today's video, I'm going to share how I DIY'd the floating shelves in my living room. So this is a project that I've been wanting to do for such a long time. I just didn't know what wall I wanted to put these shelves on up until we got a piano. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, then you saw whenever I shared an Instagram story of the piano that we got. So for a while now, my husband and I have been wanting to get a piano here in our house, but we just couldn't find one that was like at a good price point until I went on Facebook Marketplace one day and I found a piano that they were selling for $50 literally 5 minutes away from me. And it wasn't in the best condition, but we wanted to go check it out anyways just to see what it looked like. And so whenever we went to go see it, we saw that it was like not very well taken care of. It was in a storage unit, so it was really dusty, and some of the keys were broken and completely out of tune. We talked to the guy about it, and he was saying that he was pretty much willing to give it away for free because he just wanted to get rid of it. So we decided to just accept that, and we got it the next day. We brought it home and we put it up in this wall of our house, and I decided, you know what, this is the perfect place to do the floating shelves. So really quickly, I just want to show you guys a before of what that wall or that area in my living room looked like before we even got the piano. So as you can see in this picture that I'm about to pop up right here, I just had a shelf, plants on either side, and then just frames on the wall hanging. And it wasn't really like super cute. I feel like it was a temporary like decor and look, because like I said, I've always wanted floating shelves. It was just something that I always wanted to do because I just really like the look of them. And so whenever we got the piano, we decided to put it on that wall, and then this is what it looked like whenever we put the piano there. So we basically just moved the shelf over, put the piano right there, and that's when I was like, you know what? This is a spot. It's gonna look so good. Everything that I basically have on the shelf, I'm gonna put on the floating shelves, and it's gonna complete this area. So that's pretty much what this video is about. It's gonna be showing you guys how we DIY'd the floating shelves, how I decorated them, and all of that stuff. So if you want to see how we did it, then just keep on watching. Hey guys, so I just got back from the hardware store and I'm about to get started on prepping some of the pieces that I bought. So I'm going to show you guys all the materials that I bought, as well as show you guys kind of what I'm gonna do. So these are the wooden pieces that we got from the hardware store. This was initially one solid piece, like a one long piece, and we asked them to cut it into two separate pieces. So these are two 55-inch pieces. They're about 9.5 inches wide and about 1 inch thick. I'm gonna stain these with this color right here. This is the golden oak wood stain. I hope that it looks the way that I want. I guess we'll see once I get started, but that's what I'm gonna use to stain this. And I didn't get any sort of sealant or anything, so it's going to be inside, and I don't think it needs it. Here I have the 4 metal brackets, and I'm going to be spray painting them matte black with this matte black spray paint. And then I also bought this here to sand down the metal so that the spray paint will stick to it. And then this is the lamp that I want to spray paint matte black. I also bought painter's tape to be able to protect all of this that I don't want spray painted. We also bought drywall anchors, that way we can be able to put the brackets and the wood onto the wall. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be spray painting the metal brackets a matte black, and I'm going to be staining the wood the color that I want, as well as painting a lamp that I currently have. I'm going to spray paint it. So here are the brackets. I spray painted one thin layer of spray paint onto them. I couldn't be bothered with taking the stickers off. I didn't really care, so I just kind of spray painted over them. And I'm gonna wait until this dries before I flip them so I can spray paint the inside. So what I'm gonna do while I wait for those to dry is I'm going to sand this lamp so that I can spray paint it black. So once I'm done sanding it, I'm then going to put painter's tape on this bit, on the front to protect the light, and a little bit on this, and I'll spray paint the rest. So let's get started on sanding this. So I went ahead and flipped the brackets over. I felt like they were dry enough to where they weren't going to smudge or anything. So now I'm going to quickly spray paint. I'm like trying to rush this because the sun is about to set anytime now. So I feel like I'm fighting daylight. Okay, so I just finished spray painting everything and I'm just letting it dry. So I was thinking about starting on staining the wood, but what I'm gonna do instead is I'm going to just test it on a small piece of wood and see how it dries, and then kind of leave it overnight and see how it looks in the morning, because the sun is already set completely. Like, it's already about to be nighttime pretty soon, and I want to get like a true visual of what the stain is going to look like in natural daylight. So whenever we got it cut, we actually were left with like a decent size of wood, so I'm going to stain that and then see how it looks tomorrow, and if I like it, then I'll go ahead and stain the rest of the shelves, like the actual shelves, and if I don't, at least I don't mess up the actual shelves that I'm planning to put up, and I can go and exchange the stain for a different one. So let's go do that. I'm sweating, you guys. It's so hot and there's so many mosquitoes out here.
The next day.
Hey guys, so it's the next day and this is what the wood looks like after I sample stained it, and I'm not in love with the way that it looks. It's a little bit too yellow for my liking. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just going to move forward, not really worry about the stain too much, because I actually don't hate the natural color of it, and I'm undecided on what color stain I wanna do. So because I wanna get this done, I think I'm just gonna, like I said, move forward, put the brackets on the shelf, and then put the shelf up on the wall. And if I decide to stain it later, then I'll just stain it once it's up on the wall, and it'll actually be easier that way, I think. So let's get started on putting the brackets onto the shelves. Just to show you guys the current situation of what this wall looks like right now. So we moved the piano over a little bit, we put the amp right there, we removed the bookshelf, and this on the walls is actually electric tape. It was kind of like a guide to kind of see where I wanted to put everything. And this is a lamp that I spray painted yesterday. It's not perfect by any means. You can see the original color still through the inside because I was lazy and didn't do it very precisely in here. But the rest of it looks pretty good. So I'll probably just touch it up with like some nail polish or something later on. Quick little update on the lamp. I actually found some acrylic paint here at home, and I just got a little brush and tried my best to paint around the edges. So now it looks a little bit better and not so noticeable. So again, this is a quick before, and hopefully it looks so much better once the shelves are up. We're coming across a couple of problems. So the first problem is that the wall where we want to hang the floating shelves is not a straight wall. It's actually curved, and we actually had no idea that it was. It's curved at about ½ an inch. We have to figure out a different way to be able to hang the shelf where it's straight and it's like corresponding with the wall. Another issue that we have come across is that the screws that we have here at home are not the right size. We thought we had the screws that we needed, but we apparently don't, and they're also a little bit too small to where they're barely like fitting into the hole of the bracket. So my husband's gonna try and make it work. If it fails, then I guess we're gonna have to take a quick trip to Home Depot and get some more screws to put this up on the wall. So here I am measuring where I want the brackets to be placed on the shelf. I'm using a measuring tape to do this and penciling in where the holes are going to be drilled. And then here my husband is pre-drilling the holes into the shelf because the screws we had were too long, so he cut them and they no longer had that pointy tip, which is why he had to pre-drill. And we were also coming across a lot of issues, but we were making it work because we didn't want to go back to the hardware store. And then here we are screwing the bracket onto the shelf, and we did one bracket at a time because we felt it'd be easier that way. We made sure that the second bracket was placed symmetrically to the first one by measuring the distance from the side of the bracket to the end of the shelf, then from the bottom of the bracket to the bottom of the shelf, as you can see here. Here you can see my husband holding the shelf up to the wall, and I'm standing back to see exactly where I'd like the placement of the shelf to be. Then once I found the right spot, I penciled in where the drywall anchors were going to be drilled. Once that was done, we started putting the shelf up, and we used a level to make sure that the shelf wasn't crooked. Then from there, what I did was place the tallest piece of decor that I had that I knew was going to go up on that shelf to act as a guide to know how low the second shelf could go up on the wall. Once we knew where we wanted to place the second shelf, we penciled in the drilling marks and we started to put it up on the wall. So we had to do a bit of improvising with the top screws. So the ones that we bought didn't fit with the hole, so we found these in our garage and we just put them on here. But I think I'm going to paint these black with acrylic paint so that way they can blend a little bit better, and that way they don't stick out like a sore thumb. But this is what it looks like so far. Here I'm painting over the screws with acrylic paint in an effort to make them blend in. I'm planning on putting decor pieces in front of these brackets, as you will see later on, in an effort to hide them, so I'm not really trying to make these brackets look perfect by any means. Here I'm decorating the shelves, starting with the frames that were hung on this wall before. I like that they draw the eye up and help to accentuate the tall ceilings in our living room. Almost every decor piece that I'm putting on these shelves are decor pieces that were in the black shelf that was here before. I didn't have to do any shopping to decorate the shelves, thankfully, because again, like I said, I used everything that was on that black shelf, and I also used decor pieces that I already had that I wasn't using. And as you can see, I hid the brackets by placing objects in front of them, so you can't really even tell that they're there, which is great. Hey guys, so it's been a few days from the previous clip that you saw of me decorating the bookshelves, and that's because I was waiting for an Amazon package to arrive, and it finally got here today. I'm super excited about it because this piece is going to be the finishing touch to complete this wall makeover. So what I received in the mail today was this guitar hook, and this guitar hook is going to go up on this wall right here because I'll show you guys here in a second. But there's like a bare piece that right now just doesn't make any sense. But once this guitar hook is up, then we'll be able to hang this acoustic, and it's honestly going to just tie in this entire wall and really just finish it off. And I'm so excited. So let's get started on installing this guitar hook. That way we can be done with this makeover. So here is the final result, you guys. I'm so happy with the results. I think it looks awesome. It turned out great. And this corner just looks way more put together and cohesive than it did before. So everything that you see on the shelves are things that we already had here at home. A lot of these things were actually on the bookshelf that was here before. So I just moved them over, styled them up a little bit different, and it just looks so much better now. So here I just have this jar with some corks from any bottles that we have drank over however many years, and then a faux plant from IKEA, books, a globe, picture frames, plants, more plants, frames, more plants, books, and a candle, and then of course the guitars on both sides of the wall, flowers, faux flowers, and then this little lamp that you guys saw me spray paint. It used to be like a minty blue and now it's a nice matte black. So yeah, oh, and the amp, of course. Can't forget about the guitar amp for the electric guitars. That wraps up the end of this video, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this little makeover. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Turn on that bell notification to be notified every time I upload a brand new video. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you all very much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!